Hello, folks, and welcome to the show. My name is Asa Morris, as you can see, and this is Weird Week, episode 2. Quick recap of what we do here on the show. It's just a weekly roundup of all things paranormal, weird, abnormal, whatever, in the last 7 days. Unlike our podcast, LowStrangeness, which is available everywhere and you should definitely subscribe to, we are not looking to attempt to really debunk anything. Will I call something out? Sure, but that is not the purpose of the show. It is just to present things to you. Anything we talk about will have links in the description, so you can look into things yourself. Before we get started, we would greatly appreciate it if you could do the big 4, which is like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. All 4 would be fantastic, but even 1 would be great. Thank you. Here in Texas, we are experiencing the worst weather in 30 years, from what I understand. So you may hear my heat running, and it might be a little noisy. Anyway. Well, they were popping up over Catalina most of last year, and it looks like Florida's got their own now. Over at Deerfield Beach, a Reddit user Monstroso1 caught this image. While the user did not specify their own theory, the common suggestion was that of another jetpack aficionado, though others debated whether it could be a balloon or a drone. Personally, I think it was an odd and stationary form, so I'm going to lean toward balloon. On a drone. Or a jetpack. Often when I am scouring ghost reports and photos, I find myself mostly bored. There are only so many dust orb photos and pareidolia that I can look at before I begin to completely lose interest in the topic. However, once in a while, I will find something that yanks me back in. This all originally comes from TikTok user Skateboard Chris, who then later posted it to various other websites, including Reddit, of course. What I am going to show you is an edited down version of the events, for the sake of this show, because otherwise we're looking at like an hour's worth of footage. Though all of the clips can be seen in their entirety by following the links below. These events span from November of last year up until now, and I assume are ongoing. In this first clip, keep your eyes on the container on the table. Now in the second clip, we see the laundry room door slowly and then more forcefully pull itself open. Chris inspects and finds nothing. In this third clip, keep your eye on the blinds on the back door. Chris and his dog come home moments later unaware while the camera tracks motion. In this fourth clip, we are going to see 2 angles of the same event. The ball lamp over the table begins to swing. Chris comes up the stairs a moment later with his phone recording it. And then we cut to his phone's view, which shows Chris watching the event on his PC and then going to inspect it. In video number 5, partway through, we see the camera seem to get touched and then knocked over. Chris also says that there were a few missing seconds in his footage for whatever reason. Then, as he is inspecting and replacing it, the camera picks up what sounds like an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. Which he says is neither him nor his television. Inspecting the video closely, I can actually hear a couple more instances of it that I'm not sure Chris picked up on, most clearly toward the end of the clip. We then have a video of his phone recording the same event, and he says he hears more voice in the recording. But to me, these sound like a television in their clarity. In the next video, we see this. A glass yanked off of a shelf and thrown across the floor. Now, could this be faked? Sure. But I am interested in it enough to at least follow it and see where this goes. Also on Monday, this video was making the rounds on various UFO boards. While at first many people were commenting on how odd the object is and how unlike anything else it seemed, later a second video, a continuation, was posted. In this second video, it is abundantly clear that what we are seeing is a group of birds known as starlings doing what starlings do. I didn't intend to have these two videos back to back, but in Florida, a large group of people recorded videos showing this object.
Eso, tú. What? No, man, ya está desapareciendo ahora.
However, it was later revealed to be a Trident II submarine-launched missile test. A fascinating report came out of UFO Identified on Tuesday, which brought to light an apparent black triangle flap across the UK. In the month of January, 5 reports came out of the UK, with 4 of them happening within a 20-hour period. Looking at this image, we see that the 4 close reports clearly show a trajectory down the western coast. Witness reports are included in that article. Newsweek had a fascinating article come out regarding Dyatlov Pass hikers, and no, not those hikers. Newsweek says that 8 tourists went to the famous location to pay respect to the 9 people lost there more than 60 years ago, and as of writing this episode, there has been no contact with them, and they have not been found. In lighter news, China's definitely not building a time machine. Popular Mechanics posted an article, which other sites reposted, discussing a leaked PowerPoint presentation for something called a space-time tunnel generation experimental device, which, according to China's The Paper Journalist, can distort time and space, control the flow rate of time, break through the barrier of time and space, and can be widely used for time travel, interstellar voyage, life extension, etc. The project plans to select a location in China and lease an area of about 16 acres to build a scientific experiment base. It is expected that the device will be able to successfully shuttle the space-time experiment 7 to 12 months after the funds are in place. Well, on Thursday, our paranormal mod, Jane Doe, posted her 3rd gargantuan list of Paranormal Ask Reddit threads. Dozens, if not hundreds of threads, with literally thousands of people's stories of their experiences with the paranormal. A massive time killer and entirely fascinating. I lost all of my Thursday to it. In fact, I covered a good amount of them on this week's LowStrangeness episode. So make sure you subscribe, give it a listen, because it gets real weird. Also on Thursday, just north of me in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, at the beginning of this icy hell that we're experiencing, a massive pileup on Interstate 35 occurred. While not exactly paranormal at first glance, one savvy internet user was looking through various wreckage photos, like this one, and saw something unsettling. Here it comes. Personally, I'm pretty sure that is a Darth Maul toy or something, but I do find it very interesting that on I-35, 135 vehicles were involved in this pileup. Late Thursday night, early Friday morning, this video was shot of what appears to show more sky trumpets.
Yeah? What the hell? It's like construction or something on the highway?
If you're watching this episode with headphones, like I watched the original video, then you will instantly recognize this as a fake. The trumpet sound is in beautiful stereo, while almost nothing else of the video is. However, sky trumpets have been recorded for a long, long time. The great researcher Charles Fort made many mentions of them over 100 years ago, referring to them as skyquakes. This is long before jets. If you were to peruse YouTube for a bit, then you would find much more convincing examples of skyquakes or sky trumpets. This video was posted on Saturday, though occurred the night before. The girl in the video is one of a handful of roommates who live in the apartment, though she's the only one home at the time. She comes home and says hi to her empty house in a joking manner.
What the fuck? Who is it? Welcome home, everyone. Oh wait, no one's home.
The girl claims no one was with her at the time or in the apartment and only heard the voice after someone else pointed it out to her in the video.
What the fuck? Who is it? Welcome home, everyone. Oh wait, no one's home.
And lastly, on Saturday, this popped up in my feed. A group of blue dogs in Russia were seen running around. Nothing paranormal here. There was a factory nearby with a bunch of dye and chemicals that the dogs got into. They all seem to be doing fine, if not a bit blue. And that's our week. Like always, there was a mountain of other topics that we could have covered. Other news that broke. Other reports wandering in. On top of that, there will inevitably be more stuff that happened this week that we won't hear about for a little while. That's just how it goes. I do feel like it is important for me to state broadly and often that I am not insinuating that all of this is true or real, but some of it may be. I also cannot overstate how important it is to keep track of these things if or when they happen to you. Footage is obviously best, but right behind it is note-keeping. What time of day was it? Where were you? Who were you with? What was the weather like? Are there power lines nearby? Have you recently seen anything odd? Any details at all are better than no details. And the more details we have, the closer we are at validating your experience. Which, by the way, I want to hear about. I want your experiences. I want to talk to you about them, and possibly even on the podcast. You can, of course, find us on any of the socials, or if you'd like to just email us directly, lowstrangeness@gmail.com. Once again, I'm Asa Morris. Thank you so much for joining us again here on Weird Week. If you enjoyed this, please check out our podcast, LowStrangeness. It's on all of the podcast outlets. And don't forget to like, comment, sub, bell, the big four. Thank you. If you have any submissions you'd like us to cover, let us know. We'll see you next time, when I'm sure I'll say,